The Minecraft Legends trailer recently dropped, and it looks really cool.
However, there are quite a few details we noticed that we think are worth pointing out and exploring a little bit further.
So those details that kind of turned into theories are what we're exploring today.
Let's do it.
Intent respawn. Last Minecraft Legends video I mentioned that there seem to be spawners located inside the structures that we can build as well as on our horse. But I also made a passing comment on how the structures on top of what I originally considered way shrines are actually kind of shaped similar. However, after making this connection, I am now fairly confident in this new theory that these are simply respawn points for the player. It's unknown if you'll respawn at the nearest one or if you'll have to like choose one to respawn at, kind of like the beds in the base game, where you only have one at a time that can actually respawn you, but the possibility of these just being where you come back if you die makes a lot more sense. Whether these will have multiple uses is unknown, but they could very well end up being both respawn points and way shrines for quick fast travel, which would especially be useful if your spawn shrine is far away from where you actually died, if it's like the beds and you have to activate one at a time.
Coming in at number 9, the strongest mob / alliance. Of course the Piglins is on the enemy side, okay? From the looks of the trailer, size doesn't really matter though. Spiders and llamas, Minecraft Legends has a bunch of bosses, albeit they are gonna have piglins or pig-based army, right? That you have to face during your massive journey. And it can get quite tough very quickly. You will need to employ a bunch of different tactics and strategies to deal with the mechanics that these boss fights are known for, or will be known for, I should say. And if they follow the other game's difficulties will be added, and they can sometimes overwhelm you if you're by yourself. Hence why they said, yep, co-op is definitely going to be in this bad boy. The Minecraft franchise will never fight bosses quite like these ones before. Many unique items with powerful enchantments will drop from the great battles. I can't wait to find out what's in store for this so-called Legends, as it's going to be up to us to find you the 1-2 hit combo and take you guys, or sorry, I should say take down the bad guys, not take you down with the bad guys, you know what I'm saying, because we are the good guys.
In innate territory, there are also multiple points throughout both trailers that we actually see blue banners of the background of certain shots. They seem to be what on, I guess in the base game would be like a 3x4 block wooden wall, and they're either blue or in one shot seemingly half black and half blue at around like 6 seconds into the Nintendo Direct trailer. My theory is that these banners mark extra territory around what is already claimed by the various factions, since I'm assuming we'd start the game after the Piglins had already invaded and had some territory. Black would mean unclaimed, the Piglin banner would mean Piglin claimed, and blue ones would mean owned by our allies and forces. Although, the black could be Piglins and we can just be able to take it back. Which also gives me the idea that we may potentially have the ability to lose the war with the Piglins, which would certainly be interesting. So maybe that's kind of what they're leaning towards with this game. A dynamic battle that can actually be lost. Or maybe you can just have like a severe disadvantage going into the final brawl.
Coming in at number 7, vegetation, or farming if you want to call it. From the trailers there is none, or that we know of or seen. But where would we get our food from? That doesn't seem to be a bar showing our health or sleepiness, or even a loss of strength. But theory shows we might fall into the dungeons category here. What's going to keep us alive in the game? Artifacts. The totem of regeneration and the soul healer are two such artifacts that can heal you in the game. When the totem of regeneration is activated, can heal any player inside of a circle that appears around you, which honestly makes the perfect sense to be added. And I hope this theory is to come true, because we already seen that we have that blue rally flag zone, so this could be that dawn of something great. We already have the circle, the totem, add it, right?
And it's 6 inventories. Previously I mentioned that the blue allay that gather items for us in game probably put them in our inventory, but after watching both trailers in more detail, I've noticed that this actually isn't the case. The blue allay also summon blue chests that they then put the items into, but I'm guessing that that also adds them to our inventory, so like the allay work the same way they do in normal Minecraft, just with the exception of a note block, because we actually play the music given the note blocks coming off of our character. I'm guessing we just like strum a lute or something like that. But I'm also thinking that these allay are actually only seen gathering blocks, and they're instead putting them into a separate building inventory that the gold allay can then access, but that we can probably monitor just so we know how much we have of everything. We'll probably be able to pick up equipment and gear items, but we'll have to do it ourselves, and anything for building will just be between the allay, which would make the most sense from my point of view, unless we can end up placing blocks manually, which I'm not certain on.
Midway through at number 5, secretly religious, Connor's favorite topic. Minecraft is pretty straightforward. It's a game about digging holes and trying not to get blown up by the exploding green monsters. However, some fans believe that Minecraft is actually a Christian themed video game. They claim that it's specifically tailored to teach Christian values to atheist gamers. The theory states that Minecraft world is reminiscent of how the world was after people left the Garden of Eden. It is beautiful and free of human contamination, but it is also filled with monsters that would try to kill you at night. Supposedly the game has lessons about Jesus through its craftings and mechanics and progression. But what about Legends? Are we going to be the so-called Noah without the ark? Think about it. We rallied the troops to face the evils of hell. Well, great theories for Legends that we are on this legendary path to make friends with all the mobs except the piglins, even when it comes to building in the base of Minecraft. So this theory slides into Legends as well. Which part of Christianity will they dive into? I guess we just gotta wait and find out.
And at 4, secret chests. There also seem to be some hidden chests around the map that probably have some cool loot in them, and in particular in the Nintendo Direct trailer I see 2 of them on top of plateaus in sort of the marsh area. The first is at 2 seconds into the trailer, then the next is at 4. These don't seem to be the same ones, thanks to the plateau design. I mean, like the second one I'm pretty sure has like another level with some trees, unless the angle or for the first one was kind of obscuring that. But my guess is that we'll be able to collect keys from various missions and quests and maybe random loot that then allow us to open up these chests if we're able to find them. Maybe like shrines in Breath of the Wild, we might have some that are difficult to find, but we may or may not get like some form of radar that actually helps us, or maybe a special allay is able to help us, but at least if they're taking inspiration from Breath of the Wild, which is currently unclear since we've had like 45 seconds worth of gameplay, but I mean, it's possible. It's cell shaded the same way and it seems to be kind of the same style, so who knows?
Coming in number 3, the Great Pigman Villager War. So the theory of Legends main playthrough is started to make sense, and the game ain't even out yet. The villagers may not be as peaceful as they seem. They were involved in a fierce and bloody war with the Pigmen. Long ago, there were 2 great empires that inhabited the Minecraft land, the Pigmen and the villagers, aka us. The 2 empires clashed and the villagers came out on top, driving the Pigmen underground. However, that wasn't enough for the villagers pursued by the Pigmen until they found a meager shelter in the unwelcoming Nether. They continued their quest to wipe out the Pigmen. They sent Zombie into the Nether, and it didn't take long for the Pigmen to fall prey to the disease, although villagers have since renounced their weapons and violent ways. As you can tell in the Minecraft Legends trailer, they just got kids and everything. There's even one reading a story to a child to go to bed. You know what I'm saying? They've gotten rid of the violent ways, but the Piglin, they don't forget, and they don't forgive, and they are back with a serious vengeance.
But ultimately in at number 2, the red-eyed piglins. I've mentioned this before, however, I've since changed my ideas surrounding the red-eyed piglins. See, in the trailer, when the piglins first exit the portal in the first trailer, their eyes are white. But in the last few moments of that trailer, you can actually see that they're glowing red, which is a total change of pace, okay? Red signifies anger, hostility, and I mean, like, given that their homeland is literally the Nether, I'm guessing it signifies hell. And while my first thought was that the red and white eyes are meant to indicate whether they see an enemy or not, that isn't the case. Because that was proven not true earlier in the trailer. However, I think that the reason their eyes are red is because they are near a Nether portal, which I'm guessing is going to give them more power and make them more difficult of foes, because when their eyes are white, they're not near a Nether portal. But yeah.
Finally here at number 1, the endgame. Minecraft's ending is somewhat controversial. The alpha and beta versions of the game had no plot or story whatsoever. Yet, when the completed game was finally released, it had a strange and abrupt ending. After you defeat the Ender Dragon, you have to sit through 10 minutes of text. Like, what is this, a quarry? I mean, the quarry had some good stuff in it, but come on. It's a conversation between 2 powerful and godlike figures as they discuss you in the game. An uncomfortable meta and a philosophical way. I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's kind of like a podcast, but you're just reading a text. I like the podcast version of Quarry though. However, MatPat felt slightly different. In his game theory video, he argues that the true message of the game is about waking up to an important and powerful you are crafting in the world. It doesn't matter if you're running outside or gathering materials in the game. What you do matters. As the game states, everything is within you. You are never alone. You are stronger than you know. So what will Legends hold? Will it follow the same path as its counterpart? Being a new game, the theory, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, personally, I don't want to be tossed in some long text after you beat the game. Just give me a cutscene, okay? Seriously. Blackbird, I hope you guys are listening because give us some animation. And there you have it, crafters. The legendary part 3. Surprised we're even doing a part 3s?
I'm not, because the videos do well. Aha, YouTube!
I think King Cheese just likes to be happy with us doing all these part 3s, part 4s, and all that. But the crafted crew is the best crew, aren't we not, Connor?
Yes, we're done now. Bye. Yes, we are the good guys. They're not. Who knows? I keep saying who knows.
Can we get a counter, Michelle, on how many times Connor says who knows?
The last video.
Oh, that wasn't the last video. Damn it.
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows?